Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Friday morning, and we've made it to the end of another week. And of course, today is December the 6th, and I hope you had a great Thursday. I hope that you were able to kind of again, as we always say on Thursday, be on the downhill slide toward the weekend. Hopefully, you were able to kind of start easing that way, whatever you have been doing this week, kind of starting to work, toward winding things up. And anyway, but now God has blessed us with the breath to breathe, for another day. And He's given us another day of opportunities. And I certainly hope and pray that this morning finds you feeling well and well rested and ready to tackle the opportunities that God has blessed us with here on this Friday morning. This morning I'd like to share with you a devotional entitled "In His Way and in His Time." In Zechariah and Elizabeth, they had a problem. She hadn't been able to conceive a child. And in their culture, in that time in which they lived, if a woman couldn't conceive a child, then she would be described as barren and unfruitful. And sometimes people, they even said that it was a curse from God. They weren't very kind. In other words, there may have been people, who said, I don't know about Zechariah and Elizabeth. I mean, after all, she is barren, isn't she? I mean, if she really was walking with the Lord, perhaps, she would have a child, at this point, in their lives. I mean, of course, we know this was an incorrect view, but it was a perception of the day. The truth was, was that Zechariah and Elizabeth, they were godly people. I mean, Luke chapter 1, verse 6 tells us this: Zechariah and Elizabeth were righteous in God's eyes, careful to obey all the Lord's commandments and regulations. Now, this doesn't mean, that they never sinned. It meant that they had a good reputation. And unbeknownst to them, God was about to give them a child. And not just any child. I mean, He was going to give them a prophet. And not just any prophet. They would be the parents of the greatest prophet to ever live, John the Baptist. Sometimes a person may be suffering outwardly, but inwardly they are blessed. And as time passes, it becomes apparent that God was preparing, that individual. I mean, for instance, maybe you're suffering today. It just may be that God is preparing you for, something wonderful that He's going to do in your life. You see, God heard the prayers of Zechariah and Elizabeth. The angel Gabriel, appeared to Zechariah as he served in the temple and said to him in Luke 1:13, "Don't be afraid, Zechariah. God has heard your prayer. Your wife Elizabeth will give you a son, and you are to name him John." You see, God was about to deliver on the promise of a Messiah and His forerunner. From the original language, it appears that God heard the prayer that Zechariah was praying at that moment. Maybe the aged priest, walked into the temple and said, "Lord, I know I'm here to do a job. I know I'm here to pray, for the people, and I'm going to do that, But if you wouldn't mind a personal petition, Lord, please give us a son. I know we're old, but would you answer this prayer and give us a son?" Now, we don't know, what Zechariah prayed, but we do know that his prayer was heard in heaven. In the same way, our prayers on earth are heard in heaven. God promises that if we call out to Him, He will hear and He will answer. Psalm chapter 34, verse 15 tells us, it says, "The eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right. His eyes are open to their cries for help." You see, God is listening to us. Speaking to the prophet Jeremiah, God said the following in Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3. Ask me, and I will tell you remarkable secrets you do not know about things to come. You see, God hears you. God loves you, and God, He pays attention to you. But know this, He will answer you, but it will be in His way, and it will be in His timing. But God does answer our prayers, and we need to remember that and know that He will hear us. And so I hope that encourages you here on this Friday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. But as always on Friday, that I like to tell you, if you find yourself close to Hydro on Sunday morning and you don't have a place to worship, come join us at Hydro First Baptist Church. We would dearly love for you to come and worship with us. But anyway, remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you soon. God bless you.